Tonight at 5, free fentanyl test strips are now available across Wisconsin. How that move will impact communities in our area.
Plus, a Florida jury decides the fate of the Parkland school shooter, why victims' families don't agree with the decision.
And if you get Social Security checks, more money will soon be coming your way. We'll tell you why and when to expect it. You're watching News 3 now at 5. Illegal drug use comes with its share of obvious risk, but an often hidden risk is sometimes deadly.
That may no longer be as big of a threat thanks to news from state health officials today. And our Catherine Merck joins us to share how more than 100,000 test kits may very well save lives. Catherine?
Drugs mixed with fentanyl are the leading cause of overdose deaths in Wisconsin. It's groups like Rogers Behavioral Health that view fentanyl test strips as the real difference makers.
There are real lives being impacted, and we're losing Wisconsinites every day.
The impact fentanyl is having on our state is undeniable. The data show that.
Fentanyl is a very powerful opioid, and it was responsible for over 90% of the overdose deaths in Wisconsin.
That's 90% of nearly 1,300 deaths in 2021 per state estimates. But why is the substance so deadly?
Only a small amount is enough to kill, but also fentanyl is very hard to detect. It can't be smelled, tasted, or even really seen.
One recent phenomenon that's especially a problem is that fentanyl is showing up in other substances or in things that are being sold as other substances. For example, somebody might be thinking that they're buying Xanax or Klonopin or something like that, and it actually contains significant amounts of fentanyl.
Part of the state's solution that was announced Thursday is through testing. 120,600 fentanyl test strips have been distributed to organizations across the state to help prevent drug overdose deaths.
Fentanyl test strips are so incredibly important because it can help identify if there is fentanyl in the substance that that individual is getting ready to use.
In other states where these strips have been rolled out in large numbers, is they found that not only do people actually use them, after people use them, they're actually 5 times more likely to consider changing their substance use behaviors.
It's the goal for the state to ultimately keep people alive and change the data we're seeing.
And the time for action is now. That's why we're continuing to raise awareness about this.
The doctor at Rogers Behavioral I spoke with said the safest thing that you can do to avoid fentanyl is making sure you get your prescriptions straight from a pharmacy. The other major thing that somebody can do is to get Narcan, the medication that reverses opioid overdoses and saves a lot of lives. And that, for a while now, has been available without a prescription at any participating pharmacy.
Catherine, thank you. Chilly temperatures are here to stay in southern Wisconsin. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti is on the weather patio. Gary?
Yeah, we had a shower, at least where I live in Verona, around 12:30, and there was a little bit of light sleet that was mixed in, little clear balls of ice, but other people saw grapple, which is basically snow grains around a drop of liquid water. So it is cold enough that we can start seeing a little bit of frozen precipitation down near the ground. As we take a look at visible cloud tracking, you can see how those clouds really socked us in this afternoon, but most of the showers are shifting off to the east, even a couple of flashes of lightning across southern Lake Michigan. But here in southern Wisconsin, the showers are winding down, and that will just allow temperatures to drop off pretty quickly. And 6-hour future track radar shows things will stay pretty quiet through the evening hours. Current temperatures, though, range from the upper 30s in Waukesha to the middle 40s in Madison to the upper 40s out toward Lone Rock, but that's about it. Across Dane County, temperatures are mainly in the lower to middle 40s, including 43 in Mount Horeb, 43 in Waunakee, and 45 degrees in McFarland. There is a frost advisory tonight from 1 a.m. until 8 a.m. tomorrow morning for Dane County and areas to the south and east where the growing season may not have come to an end if you survived the last round of frost. But any showers will end this evening. Temperatures will drop into the upper 30s by late evening. Later on, I'll take a look at a forecast that might include a little better chance for a few flakes of snow. I'll tell you when that could be.
Gary, thank you. In its final scheduled public hearing, the House January 6th committee voted and unanimously approved a subpoena summoning former President Trump to appear before the panel. Earlier, the committee introduced new information from the Secret Service about what happened the day of the insurrection. Secret Service communication also detailed prior knowledge about the possibility of violence leading up to January 6th. Each committee member spoke, summarizing their overall allegations that former President Trump was at the center of an attempt to overturn the 2020 election results.
In a staggering betrayal of his oath Donald Trump attempted a plan that led to an attack on a pillar of our democracy. It's still hard to believe.
Former President Trump responded online saying he refuses to be intimidated, calling the committee a total bust.
The Parkland school shooter avoided a death sentence in a Florida courtroom this afternoon, sending shock and anger through family members of the victims as the jury recommendation against him was read. Mike Valerio has the latest.
Tears are shed, hands held tight.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the state has established beyond a reasonable doubt the existence of the aggravating factor. Nicholas Cruz knowingly created a great risk of death to many persons. Yes.
Only a judge's voice cuts through the silence in a Florida courtroom as she reads aloud a jury's recommended sentences to Parkland school shooter Nicholas Cruz.
We, the jury, unanimously find that the aggravating factors that were proven beyond a reasonable doubt outweigh the mitigating circumstances established. No.
Cruz is now set to be formally sentenced November 1st after pleading guilty last October to 17 counts of murder and 17 counts of attempted murder for killing 14 students and 3 school staff members in a shooting rampage at Florida's Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School in February 2018.
I pray that that animal suffers every day of his life in jail.
Some victims' family members showing clear frustration as life sentence after life sentence is recommended, and Cruz avoids a death sentence.
I sent my daughter to school, and she was shot 8 times. I am so beyond disappointed and frustrated with this outcome. I do not understand. I just don't understand this.
You set a precedent for the next mass killing, and nothing happens to you. You'll get life in jail.
I'm Mike Valerio reporting.
Family members will get to speak on the record when they give impact statements at next month's sentencing.
During the Darrell Brooks trial today, Brooks halted proceedings by going on a 50-minute rant calling for the case to be dismissed. Brooks cited a number of reasons why proceedings should not continue, but Judge Jennifer Darrell denied the request. Brooks is accused of killing 6 people and injuring dozens more after driving through the Waukesha Christmas parade last year. And the court also heard from Laura Thien from the Milwaukee Dancing Grannies and also a medical examiner today. Several members of the dance group were killed in the attack. Prosecutors plan to rest their case on Monday. Follow along, watch a live stream of the trial at channel3000.com and on our YouTube and Facebook pages.
A Wanakee teen is now facing sexual assault charges for allegedly slapping a woman on the UW-Madison campus. Police first began searching for 18-year-old Ethan Peltier last month after a woman reported being slapped by him as he rode by her on a scooter. Peltier was arrested days after the incident when a detective told him that he hit the woman hard enough to leave a red mark. Peltier said he didn't recall the incident and doesn't hit women. It is a full court press as we head into the November election.
And that means that even politicians not on the ballot this year do their part to chip in. Political reporter Will Keneally has more on the power of those surrogates. Will?
So for campaigns, having an extra hand in the bullpen is a great way to cover more ground and also energize their base of voters, which is what we saw in La Crosse today as Tammy Baldwin campaigned for Democrats, including Mandela Barnes. And UW-La Crosse's Anthony Chergosky says a popular figure like Baldwin could be an asset on the trail.
Baldwin was victorious by a rather impressive margin in 2018. And that speaks to Tammy Baldwin's ability to gain support from a wide variety of voters.
And we see this on the Republican side, too. Chergosky says that Republicans are well united behind Derek Van Orden, who's running in the 3rd Congressional District. And seeing that united front can make a big impact. Republicans can be divided on things like Trumpism, but seeing all of them backing Van Orden is a powerful message, Chergosky says. Along those lines, coming up at 6, we'll talk to one of the Republicans campaigning for Van Orden, Congressman Brian Stile.
All right, Will, thank you. And ahead of the election, Madison officials are working to make sure the process runs smoothly, and this includes keeping voters informed as polling locations change and court cases adjust the rules that voters use to return their absentee ballots. But for Madison officials, they say they are ready.
Through the past decade or so, the rules keep changing.
The clerk's office does their best to continue communicating and amplifying any messages from the State Elections Commission about any changes in the voting procedures.
Now, this comes in the wake of a series of court decisions ruling on whether voters can have a do-over on absentee ballots they've already cast but that haven't been counted. The state Supreme Court is weighing in on that matter right now.
A reminder, Governor Tony Evers and Tim Michels will face off tomorrow in their first and only televised debate before next month's election. It will be held right here in the News 3 Now studio. You can watch it here on Channel 3 or on our live stream on channel3000.com. The debate starts at 7 o'clock.
A temporary men's homeless shelter is now open on Madison's east side. The facility on Zaya Road near Easttown Mall holds around 200 beds and features dining spaces, washroom facilities, including private showers and lockers, and space for one-on-one meetings. The facility also features isolation and recovery rooms for people who are sick. And New York City leaders are calling homelessness a growing crisis there as homeless shelters reach record numbers. More than 62,000 people are now sleeping in the city-run shelters. That number shattered a pre-pandemic record and continues to rise each day. City leaders blame the spike on Republican governors who are still sending busloads of migrants to the city. Mayor Eric Adams has declared an emergency, saying migrants now make up 1 in 5 people at shelters. But many say sky-high rent and the end of the pandemic eviction moratorium are also fueling the problem.
While, yes, it's great that we're giving people a safe indoor place to stay tonight, we also need to be much better as a city at connecting people to permanent housing.
The average shelter stay is now more than 500 days. City leaders have proposed housing people on everything from cruise ships to tent cities that are still under construction. Dozens of shelters have also opened in hotels.
In Badger news, late last night, Wisconsin offensive lineman Logan Brown announced he was leaving the Badgers, but the decision wasn't his choice. Interim head coach Jim Leonard said today Brown was dismissed from the team after an incident at practice on Wednesday. The Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel is reporting that he struck a teammate. Brown was a backup right tackle and appeared in 26 games, making 3 starts during his time at UW.
November chills reached southern Wisconsin a bit early this year. Gary has the complete forecast next.
Plus, millions of Americans will soon see a historic bump in their Social Security checks. Why the increase? Find out when we come back. And later, why a clerical error has an undefeated high school football team in northern Wisconsin ineligible for the playoffs. We'll have details on that tonight at 6.
On Wall Street, the Dow closes up almost 828 points, erasing an earlier dive in the day. The Nasdaq jumps 232. S&P closes up about 93. We'll be right back.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Fry Construction wants to thank you for once again voting us Best of Madison 3 years running with 27% off gutters or insulation. Your neighbors already know how we strive to meet and exceed expectations with each and every project. That's why they voted us Best of Madison 3 years in a row. Experience the Best of Madison for yourself with Fry Construction. Save 27% off gutters or insulation with any full roof replacement project. Schedule your consultation today at fryconstruction.com.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal, come have a taste of Wisconsin.
America's Dairyland. As in real dairy.
It gives Culver's fresh frozen custard its famous rich and creamy flavor.
Like really rich.
So rich.
Rich and creamy.
And our cook-to-order Butterburgers?
They're topped with, you guessed it,
Wisconsin cheese.
But it's the smiles we put on your face with every meal made just for you.
That really makes our hearts melt.
From Wisconsin with love.
Welcome to Delicious.
Nice.
National call centers, they're just not the way to go when you can meet with a trusted and knowledgeable Medicare insurance agent from Informed Choice Insurance Agency. Because nobody knows your local hospitals, doctors, and pharmacies like your local Informed Choice Insurance agent.
I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Ron Johnson caught lying. Independent fact checks call his attacks on Mandela Barnes false and misleading. But it's Johnson's views that are alarming. Johnson supported a ban on abortions. He co-sponsored a bill that makes no exceptions for rape, incest, or the life of the woman. And Johnson said if women don't like it, they can move. The truth is, it's Ron Johnson who doesn't belong in Wisconsin.
Join Planet Fitness today and get more epic energy and better sleep with tons of equipment in our clean and spacious clubs. Join for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Tonight at 6, News 3 Now investigates the use of joint appearances by candidates of different races. We search how to see how these surrogate campaigning strategies can impact voters' perspectives toward both parties involved and influence the election. It's coming up tonight at 6.
Madison schools are getting playground makeovers.
Kind of makes you feel like you're running on a wall.
Chris Stanford finds out where the funds came from and how the upgrades are impacting students both on and off the wood chips. Eye on Education, tonight on News 3 Now at 6. You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
Price hikes took a break toward the end of summer, but a new report shows inflation is on the rise again. The Bureau of Labor Statistics finds overall prices jumped 8.2% in September. Gas went up about 20 cents a gallon. Grocery prices went up 13%. Home costs are also rising. Electricity is up more than 15%, and heat has increased 33%. The Federal Reserve has been raising interest rates in an attempt to bring down inflation, but the strategy is having little impact.
The Fed is absolutely on course for another rate increase, the 6th of the year. In the minutes from the Fed's September meeting, they articulated something very clearly. They said they are much more concerned about doing too little on interest rates and inflation rather than too much.
If the Fed stays aggressive, it could put a key interest rate at a 14-year high by the end of the year.
Social Security recipients are getting more money to help cope with soaring consumer prices. Next year, roughly 70 million retirees and other recipients will see the largest annual increase in their benefits in 40 years. Elise Preston reports from New York.
For nearly 20 years, 84-year-old Margot Hopkins has been collecting Social Security.
We get little increases, from time to time.
Beginning in January, Hopkins and millions of other seniors will see an 8.7% hike in benefits, the largest cost of living adjustment since 1981. That's about an extra $140 a month on average.
At least it'll help. With just your ordinary groceries and living expenses.
CBS News business analyst Jill Schlesinger.
We know that about 40% of retired people rely on Social Security as their sole form of their income. If you imagine that that's your only form of income, keeping pace with inflation is incredibly important.
Seniors are not only getting the Social Security boost, many will also see Medicare costs drop next year, putting more money in their pockets.
For 73-year-old Cynthia Darby, every cent counts, but
it's never enough. You're not giving us anything. You're giving us what we already earned.
The White House hopes the increase will allow seniors and other Americans to get ahead of inflation, giving them a little extra breathing room. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
Now, on the Medicare front, after Part B premiums went up 14.5% this year, it was announced last month the Part B premiums will drop 3% in 2023. Let's get a look now at your certified most accurate weather. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti and your forecast. Gary?
Well, if you've been outside, you know fall is here and in full force today. High-resolution Doppler radar shows still a few very light showers moving across southern Wisconsin. We had a little more widespread shower activity early this afternoon, but a little wider radar perspective shows showers here and a mixture of rain and snow showers up in northern Wisconsin, northern Minnesota, and the UP of Michigan. In fact, even here in southern Wisconsin, we had a little bit of what we call grapple or some sleet. I had some sleet in Verona, where I live, where it's just little balls of ice that fall out of the sky. But you can see on 6-hour future track radar, things are going to settle down this evening. In fact, we'll probably see some breaks in the clouds. But if you want to know exactly what grapple is, we've been talking about that today. Well, basically what happens is at the cloud level, temperatures are below freezing, so snow forms there. But as it falls, it moves into an area where the temperatures are below freezing, but water is still in a liquid form. The rain, because the air currents that cause can push the raindrops up, have the rain still in a liquid form as it falls into that cold air. And so then as the raindrops bump into flakes of snow, they kind of get coated with it. So you end up with these kind of mushy balls of snow and ice that kind of fall to the ground, and that's what you get. The grapple in a few places saw a little bit stick to the ground for a couple of minutes, but it's not like hail. Hail would be solid ice. This is more like a crusty type of snowball that falls out of the sky. So that's what you were seeing. 3 things you need to know. It'll stay chilly through late next week, so don't get used to any mild weather anytime soon. And we'll see some shower chances tomorrow afternoon and then again Sunday afternoon, but by Monday it might be cold enough for rain showers to even mix with some flakes of snow. That might be our best chance to see any just plain flurries make it all the way to the ground. But as you look at Weather Track, this big area of low pressure aloft, that's a lot of cold air aloft. So the ground is still relatively warm because it's been warm recently. So what happens is that makes the atmosphere unstable. These clouds build up during the afternoon and you get these showers and even some flakes of snow mix in over parts of the Midwest. But then as you head into the overnight hours, those areas of clouds tend to break up, and well, the end result is that you have the possibility for some frost or freezing conditions here in Madison, dropping to 33 overnight, 31 in Oregon, planning your night 32 degrees in Mount Vernon. Across the rest of southern Wisconsin, below freezing up to the north, 26 in Camp Douglas, 30 in Baraboo, and 30 for the overnight low temperature in Platteville. For tomorrow, look for mostly cloudy skies. It'll be breezy and very chilly. Could see a slight chance for an afternoon or evening shower. High temperature only at 48. We're up to 51 Saturday. It'll be breezy then as well. Sunday, a little cooler, high at 48 and a chance of an afternoon shower. But again, Monday will probably be the coldest day. High only 41. It'll be windy and showers could mix in with a few flakes of snow. Tuesday will be dry with highs in the lower 40s, but we're back up to 50 on Wednesday. And then high temperatures lower to middle 50s for the end of next week. Nighttime low temperatures will be back up above freezing. As we take a look at first warn traffic right now, things going pretty well, except on the westbound Beltline. A little bit of a slowdown approaching Fish Hatchery Road, another one approaching John Nolan Drive. Right now, it's about a 20-minute trip on the westbound Beltline, a 16-minute trip on the eastbound Beltline between University Avenue and the interstate. No problems on I-3990 from the Beltline south through to Janesville or US 12 Middleton to Sauk City. Downtown to Sun Prairie on East Washington Avenue and US 151 takes you 19 minutes. That's your News 3 Now First Warn traffic.
All right, thank you, Gary. Still to come, some shocking findings and a dire warning about a decline in animal populations around the globe. That's coming up next at 5.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during Gear Up for Fall. Your new full-size, mid-size, or HPX Gator with 0% for 36 months. Get a John Deere now. And
power up at Sloan's.
Get into a new Gator today. Test drive one today at Sloan's.
Save 11% on everything at Menards. Keep your home's exterior beautiful and protected with Cedar Creek vinyl siding. This low-maintenance siding withstands the elements and comes in 16 colors, ready to install. All 11% off. Let in the fresh air with Larson Storm Doors. The Lakeview Split View Storm Door comes equipped with screen-away retractable screens. Choose from over 20 Larson Storm Door styles in stock. All 11% off.
Save big money at Menards.
Reducing prison populations is now sexy. Reducing prison populations is now sexy.
Sexy? Mandela Barnes's administration has released over 800 criminals, including 44 child rapists. That's not sexy. It's terrifying. And as a mother, I don't want Mandela Barnes anywhere near the Senate. From defunding our police to releasing predators, Mandela Barnes is a threat to Wisconsin families.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Some numbers are thrilling. Some impressive. Some just right. After an accident, there's one critical number. The number that helps you get your life back by factoring in your needs for today and tomorrow. That's where Habish and Rotier's numbers really add up. With over 90 years of client successes and 13 offices to help you wherever you are. No other personal injury law firm is better suited to get the amount that's right for you.
Wells Fargo lets you know where you stand with your FICO credit score. What if you knew where you stood with everything? Like your future in-laws.
Hope you like cats.
I hope your parents like me. They're whispering.
The kitties like her.
Can they tell I'm allergic? Tears of joy.
Welcome to the family.
Like knowing where you stand? When it comes to your credit score, you can with Wells Fargo.
Helpful hints for you from Meineke. It's important to monitor the tread level and tire pressure on your car's tires. Don't wait until it's too late. Stop into Meineke and get your tires inspected today. If you need new tires, we have a special offer for you. Get free mounting and balancing of 4 new General or Continental brand tires with purchase of our complete tire installation package. That's a savings of almost $100. Our tire installation package includes mounting and balancing, road hazard, tire disposal, and wheel alignment. Set up your appointment at Meineke.com today.
Your John Deere is here. Get yours during Gear Up for Fall. Right now, get 0% for 84 months on a 1 Series. Get a John Deere now. And
Power up with Sloan's.
run with a 1 Family Series. Test drive 1 at Sloan's.
You're watching News 3 Now at 5.
The World Wildlife Federation is issuing a dire warning about the decline in animal populations around the globe.
Those animal numbers have dropped nearly 70% over the past 50 years. The biggest declines are in Latin America. The number of all major animal species fell by an average of 94% over the last 5 decades. The main culprit is clearing forests to grow food.
80% of all the deforestation happening in the world are driven by the way we produce and consume food.
Monitored freshwater populations dropped by an average of 83%. You know, these are huge numbers.
And as we mentioned, the biggest declines in Latin America due to deforestation. In December, governments from around the world will gather in Canada for the COP15 summit to set new targets to protect animals and their habitats. Gary is back in a moment with a final check of your First Warn forecast.
Ashley's Ultimate Sale is going on now. Shop in store today and get ultimate discounts. Clearance items are up to 78% off. Plus, get a bonus 10% off our sale prices at checkout. Don't miss these ultimate savings. Only at Ashley.
The Stanley Steamer started with 1 man, a van, and a whole lot of carpet. We've been innovating for a long time. Stanley Steamer now goes beyond carpet. We've been cleaning tile and grout, upholstery, rugs, air ducts, and a whole lot more. We don't just clean carpets, we clean homes. So when your home needs a cleaning, give us a ring at 1-800-STEAMER.
A 12-year-old girl can't legally drive a car. At 12, she can't even vote. But if this little girl were tragically raped or a victim of incest and became pregnant, Radical Tim Michaels would force her to deliver the baby. He said it's, quote, not unreasonable for the state government to mandate rape victims to give birth. Would it be unreasonable if he were forcing this on you? Let him know on Election Day.
Hey, we're here at the local farmers market where Informed Choice Insurance Agency is offering fresh, hand-picked local Medicare. What do you mean when you say shop local for Medicare?
A lot of Medicare health plans have benefits that are specific to your county. So why would you call a national 1-800 number when your local Medicare plans have all the bells and whistles the national TV ads promise, only better?
Don't be fooled by national TV hype. When it comes to your Medicare options, keep it local with Informed Choice Insurance Agency, and their services are free.
Introducing the Planet Fitness Guide to getting that post-workout glow. Step 1, what's your why? More epic energy? Better sleep? Blow off steam? Step 2, join Planet Fitness for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime, and get moving. Go cardio crazy in our clean and spacious clubs. Jam out on the strength machines and get down with some dumbbells. Step 3, bask in that post-workout glow. Join Planet Fitness today for $1 down, $10 a month, cancel anytime. Deal ends Friday, October 14th.
Ashley's Ultimate Sale is going on now. Shop in store and get the ultimate mattress discounts. Get 55% off select Beauty Rest mattresses. Plus, buy any Tempur-Pedic mattress and get $300 in free furniture. Don't miss these ultimate savings. Only at Ashley.
Eggo is releasing a boozy treat ahead of the holidays. The Eggo Nog Appalachian Sippin' Cream is a rich rum-based liqueur with cinnamon and nutmeg.
That's the way to get your day started. Eggo Nog. It's called Eggo Nog. It'll be available at select retailers nationwide throughout the holiday season. Of course, you must be 21 and older to buy it.
Can you get a non-alcoholic version? I love eggnog. And
just get a thing of eggnog, Gary, and pour it on your waffles.
Yeah, there you go.
A little rum might make your forecasting a little difficult, though.
Yeah, well, something to warm you up. Right now, a couple of showers out to the east of Madison from the WISC-TV Sky Cam, but you can see those showers really starting to wind down, and not much more expected this evening, but we have a frost advisory overnight. Temperatures right now in the 40s.
We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 now at 6. Stay tuned now for the CBS Evening News.